What's up, everyone? This is the BumCast. I am your host, HBIC, the head bum in charge, along with Baloney, the Southside bum, and Dougie Fresh. And it's Monday, so you know what that means. It is Bears Victory Monday. This is good, guys. 2 in a row. Feel good. I don't feel good. I'll explain why in a little bit, but it's a Bears Victory Monday, and everybody's coffee's tasting good. Everyone's beer is tasting good. Everyone's water is tasting good. It's good Monday, boys.
Tasting good.
We're gassed up. Yeah, the boy Johnny got a little whiskey going. Frank's in the comments. Frank was gassed up not 5 minutes after I posted the stream to YouTube. He says, "Let's fucking go." JT's in the comments. Joey P's in the comments, and then we're starting the podcast off strong with a $4.99 super chat. That's what we like to see from our man Gordon.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Super chat early, super chat often. That's what we say.
Well, I'll oblige.
Yeah, no,
Sure.
I've got a delicious what is this? The On Your Feet, the Gene Honda beer from Other Half Ramova. A little lighter than the other one. Yeah, the beers taste better when you win, and we're celebrating back-to-back victories. We said we were going streaking, and we're going streaking. Straight into the bye.
Gordo, good to see you yesterday, my man. Happy you came out to the watch party.
Yes.
Really good to see you and have some hang out with you. So, yeah, guys, it's Bears Victory Monday. Vibes are all-time high. Feeling good, looking good, except your boy.
What happened?
For the first time, I actually injured myself putting up Halloween decorations last night. And I got home and I'm like, October's right around the corner. I start getting ready for Halloween. And you know, you guys been to my house. On Halloween, I have a bunch of like hanging heads, you know, in my hallway. And in the arch, you know, I'm a little, you know, I got some short king action going. So, you know, I just needed a little chair action to get the one of the heads on the top of the arch. And my dumbass put half the chair on the carpet, half the chair on the hardwood. So after I hung it and I went to take a step down, I pushed the chair like got pushed out. So chair goes down. I fall directly, like I jackknife, right? Like, so I'm like, I jackknife. My head goes right into the carpet, like face first into the floor. Like my thigh hit one of the legs. My hand hit the base of it. My other arm I'm fucking sore. I
You took a bump.
Hard.
You took a wrestling bump.
I took a wrestling bump, dude. Like, now I know how Darby Allin feels.
You literally explained that. You literally pulled a rug out from underneath yourself.
I did. But yeah,
It kind of feels like, Chase, so you're okay, right? You're fine?
Yes. No cuts, no bruises, just I'm fucking sore.
For as long as you've done these decorations, you've been doing this for years.
Yes.
It's kind of like you had this Tim the Toolman Taylor moment here. Like he always put the decorations every year, and if you finally had one, so I'm glad you're okay though. I don't like any misfortunes over here, so I'm glad you're okay.
That's the first time in 12 years that I've actually fell off something, you know, while I was decorating, and luckily it wasn't the ladder, you know, the 6-footer or the 8-footer. Like, luckily it wasn't that. It was just a 3-foot fall from a chair or 2-foot fall from a chair. Still fucking hurt landing on a chair.
So that's where I saw your tweet about it late, like last night, and we had a couple armchair quarterbacks saying like, why didn't you get the ladder out? Now going forward, are you getting the mighty ladder out or one of the, you know, step stools out?
Yeah, I think I'll just grab the step stool. I'm not gonna. It was right. The chair was right there in the dining room. I was like, just pull it. I'm getting the step stool next time.
Now, more importantly, it's a 2-part question. One, I need to hear the sounds that you make, because whenever you hear fall videos on the internet, half of the fun is to hear the sound. Do you remember the grape lady? The grape lady fell and or then the guy doing the infomercial for the mighty ladder, he falls. and then he's just like, oh. Like, I need to hear the sound that you make. Is there any ring cameras or anything we can see?
Unfortunately, there's not, but I do remember that I let out a big, like, ow!
Yes,
That's it. I was just picturing
Nice.
like Peter Griffin, like when he hits his knees, like,
And then my second question was, did Sarah have to come help you?
Yeah, she had to help. She had, because like I still had like, so when I was up there, I had like on my wrist, I still had a bunch of like hanging heads, with the loops. So I fell down, and then like my hand was like just trapped under a bunch of head, and I was like and I was face first into the carpet. I'm like just ow, and then she had to come and take the heads and like help me up.
It could have been worse. It could have been on the hardwood floor that you hit your head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I hit my head on the hardwood, I might not be doing the podcast tonight. I might be in concussion protocol.
Concussed.
Yeah, Joey P's
Yeah.
asking, did you visit the Blue Medical Tent? We post game and the following day, Ben Johnson has to answer the injury questions. Are we putting you on the IL, or are you on any sort of list?
I still work this morning, but it was I was very hard getting out of bed this morning. I'll tell you that it took a lot of core muscles to get me up.
He was out for 4 to 6 hours.
Yeah,
my man's gonna be day to day.
And then the funniest comment so far is JT saying, "You have to decorate. Doesn't the attic ghost suffice?" Good point.
But he actually,
well, that ghost be there.
he might. But JT had this other comment. Didn't spill your beer though, right? That is, so this is the second time in my life I fell like on my face. Peter and Johnny, you were there the first time I fell on my face with the infamous dance floor face first splatter.
Oh no!
I was right there. I was right there for the whole thing. I watched the whole thing. I was right in front of you when that happened. You were dancing like how Jason dances. The beats were going, and all of a sudden there was every club is always slippery. There's always water on the floor, and all of a sudden you felt like a Three Stooges type of like fall. But you kept your beer. You kept the beer. That was the most impressive thing. But
Beer.
At what cost, Jason? At what cost?
It busted my lip. So the beer, like when I felt like face first, the beer like jammed up in my
No
my
chipped
lip.
tooth or anything though, right?
No chipped tooth. I had a busted lip, but I didn't spill the beer. So that was the important thing. But
I saw the whole
to
thing.
this day, your cousin Joel, he does the perfect recreation of me dancing.
Yeah, it honestly,
Yeah.
from all
That's right.
accounts, probably the most athletic feat you've ever performed, and this isn't counting your 3-point contest. You not spilling that beer was the most athletic thing you've ever done.
I mean, beers were like $8 back then, man. I couldn't afford this.
I don't. You know what? I don't know. You know what was the most athletic thing I've seen Jason do, and I didn't believe it until I saw it from my own eyes. But it was that time when they all it was Jason. I think
Oh,
Joel,
the drunk races.
I forgot 2 other people. The drunk races on the street. I did not believe that Jason could run that fast, and he proved me wrong. Yeah, Jason can run that quick. I don't know about now, but back then it was like,
Yeah, not right now.
I was amazed.
I need I need a hot tub and a massage gun.
Yeah, you guys were sprinting like
Well, not right
mailbox
now,
to mailbox, like Rich Eisen at the 40-yard dash. You guys were just drunk running. Erin's in the comments. She says, I have actual body cam video of me yelling when I broke my back. I would pay good money to see that. Everyone knows what we talk about all the time. I'm a big fan of Jackass. I like these kind of Johnny. When you fell going to work on the ice when we used to live together, you fell, and all I did was laugh at you. I didn't even help out. I was so it was.
yeah, you didn't even care.
Falls are funny.
No,
I'm
you
sorry.
didn't even care. It was cold that day. You were cleaning your truck, and all of a sudden I slipped. You just turned around and you just went back cleaning your truck. You didn't even ask me if I was okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we made the joke before. You felt like
could have
Paulie in
broke
Rocky IV, right into the snow. Oh.
Dougie, any falls for you?
No, I've
Nah, we'll
none
find
that
them.
none that I can think of. Yeah, I got nothing in that category. But the question that I got to ask for you, Jason, I know Sarah's kind of been like wanting to really downplay Halloween. This isn't helping the case, my man.
It did not. It did not help the case at all. That's why I have to put on like the brave face. Like,
Put on a brave face.
no big deal. Oh, fuck.
Well, that's what I was gonna first ask you before you told me. I was like, did you like AEW no sell that shit? You know, like,
that was a hard fall, man. I couldn't no sell that if I wanted to. But after I got up, she's like, stop putting the Halloween decorations up right now, and I was like, I finished though.
Did you finish? Or did you call it a day? Impressive. See, now that's impressive.
Because I couldn't. I had to get them up. Otherwise, there might be an argument for decorating.
At what age? We're not there yet, but we're getting up there in age. At what age are you going to start thinking about doing the life alert? I've fallen and I can't get up. That's coming.
Yeah, I don't want to think about that. So, but it's yeah.
I'm sure they do.
Yeah. Yeah. So other than that, though, feeling good. And I can't clap my hands because I think I bruised the bone.
Oh my God. Bruised palms?
Yeah, bruised palms, man.
That could be deadly for your social life. We know we know what you like to get into.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
It's a problem, man. Yeah, everything hurts. All right. We want to thank everyone too for coming out to our watch party yesterday at the Ramova. It was a great time. We finally brought a win at our watch party. It only took us about 12 times to finally get one. I think we might have had a White Sox winner at one time.
We've had a couple watch parties at Jack's place. I don't think we've done two different Blackhawks parties. One at Jack's, one on the north side. Those were both losers. We've done Bears games at Jack's that were losers. I think there was a Sox win, but they're few and far between. It's probably been a couple years. Dougie, are you going to correct me?
Yes. The Hawks won the second leg of the doubleheader watch party at Jack's.
Oh, so it was a one-loss situation.
Yeah. So the Bears got smoked, and they were supposed to win. Hawks were supposed to get smoked, and they won. So, yeah, it was,
What it is.
Jerry's correct. It's not our fault. It's the team's fault.
We tried. We tried.
We finally brought a Bears winner for a watch party home. So happy about that. But I think we can talk about the defense and the special teams and all that. It really was Dougie though.
Single-handedly brought you willed that team and us to victory, Dougie. If for people that don't know, you know what? I got a quick video of you and the Rally Bear suit. So this is what started the comeback, the turnaround.
Let's go! Come on, boys!
Shit. Dude,
Good job, dude.
As much as I absolutely love that thing, I have to give a little early MVP to my cleanup crew, Peter, because dude, that thing was impossible to drink in. Like I just kept spilling my beer, and I felt like all Peter was doing the rest of the watch party was just fucking cleaning up the floor.
It's a team. It's a team effort.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a good time. Like the food was good, the drinks were good. We had like the sloppy Joe, the baked ziti, the buffalo chicken dip, which was awesome.
Yeah.
I think I just would eat that by the spoonful. But yeah, it was a good time. Dougie, thank you for bringing us a victory.
You know what? I'm not gonna take all the credit. I'm gonna give that to everybody that was rallying around and everybody that showed up. I just got everybody hyped and everybody kept the energy going and we were good from there.
So the comments are saying you need a long straw for that costume, and it's a HBIC straw. That would have been good. That's where it comes in handy.
Yeah, get the foot long straw.
I forgot. I thought I was talking to you, but I was talking to a bunch of people about it. Again, thank you to the Ramova. the sloppy joes that they did, it wasn't Manwich that they had out there. I was talking to Road Dogg, like he kind of the chef at the Romova went through like 3-4 different iterations of the sloppy joe until he thought it was, up to snuff. I hadn't had sloppy joe in a good long time. I think they're back, baby. I'm a sloppy joe fiend, and we might have to do a sloppy joe tailgate, to tell you the truth. Those things were so goddamn
that's a good one.
Dude, the people that showed up couldn't make it through Philly cheesesteaks. What do you think their shirts are gonna look like walking into Sloppy Joe's?
I want Arjun to look like he bathed in mud by the end of that tailgate.
Arjun went into that baseball game looking like the mustard dude from the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
But, and shout out Arjun, he won the Bears jersey. So
he did.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. So for those for next time for October, we are giving away Bears jerseys for our squares. So you buy in, and if you win, you get a custom sized and player jersey of your choice. We're not just going to be like, here, take a Caleb, take a Rome. You get who you want, because we like to give choices to the people. So expect another giveaway for a jersey on October 26th. Talk about that in a little bit. But let's talk a little Bears here, because it is Bears Victory Monday, and Peter, you named this podcast the Vegas Heist. This might have been like Ocean's 52 for all we care, because we stole one. I don't think we had any business leading that one, but shout out to Josh Blackwell for blocking the kick at the last second. And for second game in a row, the defense really had like that Jekyll and Hyde kind of thing where, they got the 4 takeaways, right? Tyreek looking really good. Kevin Byard, 2 interceptions, getting the fumble recovery. But they still can't stop the run, which is, just, I don't know what they need to do to fix that. But you gave up 240 yards on the ground. Ashton Genty had his come out party, 138 yards on the ground. I said that last week, that don't let this be the game where Ashton Genty, finally has his big game, and he had it. Defense, once again, no fucking pressure, no sacks. Geno Smith, who just looks terrible, by the way, they couldn't sack him. So I want to start by talking about the defense, because it really was a case of like, man, the defense kept the Bears in this with 4 turnovers, but it also, they were giving it away on the same hand. So, observations from the defensive side of that game yesterday.
Yeah, I think it's the same thing I talked about last week, where if you're not forcing the turnovers, this defense is going to have a tough time. Luckily, the last 2 games, they're forcing turnovers at a tremendous clip, and that's what's keeping you in the games. There's going to be games where they're not going to be like that, and those are going to be the ones where the offense is going to step up, or someone's going to have to step up. But for now, they're doing literally just enough to win. The defensive line's a problem. The fact that you just can't get any pressure whatsoever, even when they need it most, and you just pin your ears back and go get a sack, they just can't get it. And that's going to be tough once you get to the meaty part of the season. The only good thing is you got 15 days to get healthy. You're going to get some players back. The tough part of October and early November doesn't look as tough now, so that's a plus. But they're gonna have to figure this out. I mean, I get it. Like it's you want to play complementary football, but there's gonna be days, especially with this young. They're not a young team, but they're young in the terms of Ben Johnson's shelf life. That like there's gonna be times where the offense has to step up and probably score 40 points, and then there's gonna be other days like today where the offense couldn't get. They were just not in a rhythm. It wasn't even like they were playing bad. They just couldn't get into a rhythm. And the defense was the one forcing turnovers, and the special teams. I mean, Cairo Santos is much maligned, but like he really showed out yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
That's what good teams do. I've been listening to all like the post game shows, the CHGO, ESPN 1000 yesterday, and then this morning. Everyone complaining about this win and like how they deserve to lose. this is what it takes to win in the National Football. They're not all gonna be fucking style points, win by 40, easy cakewalks. Good teams, and I'm talking about the real elite teams, the Eagles of the world and the Chiefs of the last few years, and those type of teams. They win games like this all the time. They win the ugly ones, and for the better part of the last 3 years, we were on the other side of that. The Bears. It felt like you found ways to lose these games. And now with a lot of people talking about the culture change, the culture shift, maybe we win more of these down the line. And that's what good teams do, right? So like, while it sucks that the defense really can't, show up, as long as they're forcing turnovers, they'll be fine. But it's just like, that's a lot to expect week in and week out.
Yeah. I will say that one of the things is that you talk about like everybody complaining about the way it was a sloppy win and all that. 2 years ago, I cannot say that the Bears would come back from a game like that or even drive down the field. You see signs of what Caleb does. He drives, he gets them in a position to win. The Washington game, obviously, we know what happened, but he got us into that. A lot of the Green Bay games, the 2 Green games last year, he got us into a perfect spot to get us to win. And we actually won one of those Green Bay games. Yes, it's a very sloppy game. Yes, the defense did have its ups and downs. You do got to realize that they didn't have one of their run stoppers and Grady Jarrett. TJ Edwards is still out, so they're still banged up on the defensive end. And we've talked about this before. The Bears don't have depth on the defense, so that's another problem. But yes, it's good that they're turning the ball over. It's good that they're putting us in a position to win. We should have won. We should have won that easily. From the amount of interceptions that we had yesterday, Caleb and the offense should have put up more points than 9 points from Carlos Santos in that first half. So that's something that they need to adjust to. Obviously, with the whole offensive line as well too was another thing. But yeah. I mean, hopefully, we do see Kyle Gordon back. We do see Grady Jarrett back. We do see TJ Edwards back in the next 2 weeks because the next game that we have is Washington. So, I definitely, I'm sure the Bears got that circled on their calendar. And I know that we want that revenge. We want that revenge game. But, yeah, it's definitely a problem. Obviously, we're going to have to adjust. It's not like we can get anybody at this point to go and trade or, to get a run stopper. So it's something they got to address on the offseason. But a win's a win here in my book. And the way that they've done it in the past 2 years, it's been positive. You're right. I want to piggyback off Peter was saying about, a lot of winning teams, winning cultures like the Eagles and Cowboys, they were going back and forth and the Eagles didn't win up until like almost close to the last minute. Look at the way that the Cowboys and that Packers game on Sunday night, they were going back and forth. The Bears beat the Cowboys pretty easily. So it happens from a game to game basis any given Sunday. But, I'm glad that we got the win. And I'm also glad because my dad, my uncle, and my cousins, they were all at the game. And it was his birthday weekend. Shout out my happy birthday to my dad. So he got to see a victory in Vegas. So I was more happy about that.
Yeah, happy birthday, Theo Juan. Also, half of Chicago was in Vegas. That stadium was all blue and orange. It was awesome to see.
Yes.
Yeah.
And more towards your point or whatever, like today, people complaining that, the Bears should have lost. Like I can't even put myself in that mindset, like how people are putting themselves in a mindset that like, you can't even be happy when you win now, and it was really, and I know that you guys were comparing the Eagles, but that's exactly what Eagles fans were doing last year. They were complaining about Jalen Hurts and about how he isn't the dude. And then you go and you look and like, they've got like 2 losses, 90% of the way through the season. And like, you're like, what are you complaining about? Like, yes. Are there issues? Absolutely. Could we have played a better game? Yes. But the outcome is there. I mean, you got to be happy for that shit. You can't go through life thinking that everything is going to be great and everything is going to be. These type of games are the games that are going to help you later on and keep you battle tested and let you know that you could win those games. I mean, once you get this mindset in your mind that every close game we're going to lose, that shit wears on you. I mean, look at the past Bears teams. We sit there and we're like, okay, it's a close game. They're probably gonna lose. My mindset's changing on that shit now. Like, if it's a close game, I feel like we can do it. I feel like we can find a way to win. And that's an awesome mindset. Like, I literally can't be pissed at this team right now. Am I disappointed in some aspects? Absolutely. But you know what? Every team has their flaws, and all you got to do is work on it. Go with it, man. Let's go.
Last season, 7 losses by 1 score. So
Yeah.
to get the block kick, so Josh Blackwell came through on that. And was able to save that. I mean, because that seemed like indoors that was going to be automatic.
Yeah, and Carlson has a history of making pretty
Carlson.
good kicks. 54. It was a 54-yarder. By no means, like an easy make, but he has a history of making those type of field goals. But yeah, that's the kind of turnaround that the Bears team need. The culture change, and I hate always bringing that up, but Dougie, you mentioned it. Like, not only does this team needed that, but this fan base needs a little bit of that. We have a history. I'm sorry to say, we have a history of being losers. So all we know is losing. So that's why even when we win, you're looking to find the negative in a lot of things, where all the calls are like, well, Caleb didn't play all that well, and the O-line and the defense is bad. It never apologize for a win on the road. It's hard to win on the road in the NFL. I ain't apologizing for that one bit. A win is a win.
Yeah, absolutely. And to your point, like, to go a little bit further with it, how many times have we seen like this fan base go to a stadium? I mean, we witnessed it last year in Indy. You go and you're dominating a 50-50, or sometimes even, I think it was more than 50-50 at Vegas. I think it was like a 60-40 in Vegas. But when we went to Indy, it was about 50-50. Every time we take over a stadium and we're just dying and we're thirsty for them to do something good, and they never do, and they never get that win. So the fact that our friends, people that we know were at the game, enjoyed it and actually got that moment and got that win, dude, that's amazing, man. I'm so happy for them, and I hope that they do it again in Cincinnati in a few weeks. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, that's right. I think we'll be there, and I think the Bears Bears fans are definitely taking over Cincy on the 2nd. But yeah, I definitely, they need to, on the defensive side, figure out over the bye week what to do with this offensive line, because you're not getting anything from Montez Sweat or your Dexter or Dio. You paid these guys money. You traded. You sign guys, you gave them contracts, like big money contracts, especially with Montez Sweat, and for them to just not be getting any pressure, any sacks, it's unacceptable, and especially giving up the runs. Hopefully, yeah, we definitely after the bye, we'll get Gordon back. Hopefully, we get Grady Jarrett back and TJ Edwards, and then we can start, plugging some of these holes that we're having in the line. But this is going to be it's going to have to be a work in progress for the next 2 weeks, because, if Jaden Daniels comes back, which it sounds like he is coming back next week.
Give me Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
We want
the revenge game, but
Exactly.
they need to be able to, they're going to have to be able to contain him and tackle him. And if they can't stop the run, which they're the worst team in football right now against the run, Dennis Allen needs to figure out something quick, because I can't even imagine what Derrick Henry is going to do against this team, end of the month. Like that's kind of scary.
The Ravens might run for 700 yards. The good thing is the Ravens defense gives up 700 yards.
That's true too.
Their defense looks like a piece of shit. So that's what I'm saying. Like, the Bears are by no means a finished product, but 4 games in, there's a lot of teams feeling how we are, especially teams that we thought were going to be the class of the league. The Ravens are reeling. They've got some injuries. They don't know what to do with that defense. The Packers 2 weeks ago, we said might be the best team in football. They look like pieces of shit now. The Cowboys should have beat them. No one's a finished product right now, But
Yeah.
the Bears are doing something, taking steps in the right direction to be able to contend at the end of the season. Dude, 2 weeks ago the sky was falling for us. And if I were to tell you right now we're 2-2 going into the bye, we all would have taken it for sure. No
Absolutely.
questions asked. And the other thing was, you look at this team, look at the first game against the Vikings. Realistically, they should have won that game. Like it was bad play calling, a ref job, to tell you the truth, and a lot of other things. This team is closer to being 3-1 than they are being 1-3. So that's a good thing. Those are the positives that I'm taking out of this. You go into the bye, and who knows what's happening on Monday night, because Caleb, Tyreek Stevenson, Kevin Byard all mentioned that they had a bad taste in their mouth from the last Monday night game with the Fail Mary. I feel like this game, they've had it circled all season long. It's been bulletin board material all season long. And the Commanders are a better team by all accounts, but any given Sunday or any given Monday, you don't know what happens. I feel good about the Bears going into that Monday night game.
Yeah. Okay, let's switch to the offensive side now. One of the big things I think we had to talk about is how other trash Cole Kmet and DeAndre Swift have been for this offense the first few weeks. Yes, like you said, we are going to be a little negative. We got the win, but there was two glaring, obvious bad negatives on the offensive side yesterday. DeAndre Swift, 14 carries, 38 yards. He did have the touchdown, but it's still 2.7 yards. He, and also he had a crucial drop in the beginning of the game. And Cole Kmet, 9 targets, only gets 3 catches for 46 yards. He had the one that just bounced off his helmet that would have been an easy score from the 6-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
Caleb makes another play, trying to scramble, throws it on the run, puts an absolute dart right on Cole Kmet's hands. He can't get it. Peter, you brought back the cement hands meme. The Bears got a real problem with Cole Kmet, and with Loveland being hurt. Hopefully it doesn't sound like it's a.
It sounds like
he should be back after. He should be back after the bye, but they gave Cole Kmet the contract extension.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like 4 years for 50, something like that. And the guy blatantly just can't keep. These two guys are really, crippling this offense and killing some of these drives at times. And I listened to Sports Talk Radio today when, again, you probably shouldn't after a Bears win because, now
Probably shouldn't ever.
No,
Yeah.
but all the callers want trades for defensive linemen, and let's give up high capital for running backs, and let's call it. We're stuck with Swift for a year. We can't get rid of him because of his contract. I think it's pretty obvious now why Ben Johnson got rid of him on the Lions. He doesn't seem like he's a fit for this offense for what he wants. And the Bears are just going to have to figure out a way to get through with this because Monangai doesn't look that great right now either. But Kmet and DeAndre Swift are two big black marks on this offensive side right now. And I don't know how we remedy this on the quick.
Honestly, in my opinion, I would move Swift to number 2 and make him your third down back. He's getting like those 1, 2, 3 yards every time. Save him for those opportunities. And next man up. If he can't do it, next man up. I don't give a shit how much you paid him. Make him the backup. Maybe he'll want it more. I don't know.
Yeah, Monangai is. I mean, I don't know how much we can rely. And I've talked about this. I don't know how much you can rely on a low end draft pick that is in 4 games into the league. I mean, he looked decent. He got 4 carries yesterday. He averaged 4.5. He's got a little bit of a. It seems like he reads the holes better than Swift does. But they're in a bad spot. We knew they were in a bad spot when they didn't pick up any free agency, or more importantly, didn't draft anybody. And we understand, the draft just didn't fall that way when it goes to running back. So it's you're just going to have to eat this for a year. Like I said, it's not a finished product. They're probably going to address running back first thing when free agency comes, next year or in the draft. The Cole Kmet issue is different, man, because I think he is a good. Like I think I've been the most critical on him since he's been in Chicago.
Mhm.
I think he's a decent enough player. It's just the drops, and more importantly, that false start, putting him into bad situations. That false start was brutal, and those were two real killer plays where it's like those are the things we're saying where it's like this offense can't get in rhythm. You expect a veteran to contribute on being able to fix that instead of putting you in bad positions. I still think Cole Kmet will be fine throughout the year, especially once Colton Loveland comes. When they do the 2 tight end sets, when to do things. If you're to ask me which one of the two will have a better year, I think Kmet will have a better year than DeAndre Swift. I understand it's tight end and running back, but nothing about DeAndre Swift other than that touchdown, which was a timely touchdown and ended up winning the game. It's just like he's just not an RB1. He's not a bell cow. He's not an RB1. And especially when we talked about last week where the offensive line on run blocks are winning their assignments, you should be breaking off bigger yards. And they're just not doing that. So the run game's a problem. And obviously we talked about the run stopping. Both sides of the ball on the run are an issue right now.
Is Roshan Johnson hurt? Or is he like a healthy scratch every game?
I don't think Ben Johnson likes him either.
He was hurt in the preseason, but I think he just fell out of favor with the coaching staff. Yeah.
Well, the thing about Roshan Johnson, and we learned this when he was, the last couple of years with the Bears. He's good on 3rd and short, 4th and 1. Like he's a short yardage, get 2 yards kind of back. I don't think he could help this team either.
Yeah. But yeah. That's big. Okay, so another issue was the rotating of the offensive linemen. Braxton Jones was seemingly benched mid-game at end of the second or midway through the second quarter, and Theo Benedict, was put there. And Ozzie Trapilo, obviously, Darnell Wright's still hurt, but the guy you drafted for left tackle is now playing right tackle, and the guy you had as a right tackle now moved over to left tackle. So they're just like playing musical chairs with their linemen. But is this coming out of the bye? Is this the last we're seeing of Braxton Jones as a full-time starter? Is this now Theo's position at left tackle? Because he did hold up his own against Max Crosby yesterday, who was a menace on that level. But he did hold up pretty well.
Yeah, I don't know if you would hope this is more of a, hey, figure your shit out, Braxton Jones, and now you got 15 days to do so, and maybe he wins his starting job back. But we talked about, like, this is good for the Bears being able to spell guys and move things around. They're better than last year, I'll say that. And a lot of that has to do with Caleb not taking as many sacks either. He's still doing his scrambling and running around, but at least he's getting rid of the ball and just not taking as many sacks. I feel like the internal clock is finally kind of like, clicking for him. But yeah, Theo Benedict, it sounds like the team loves him. They've been trying to figure out ways how to, get him back in the get him in the line. Yeah, try it. See if it works. What's the worst that can happen? You try it out. If he sucks, you put Braxton Jones back in. It sounded like, dude, from the small, because during the watch party, you can't really like dissect what's going on. You're watching, but like everything I read, it sounded like Ozzie Trapilo did a really good job in his limited time in there. I kind of want to go back and kind of see that tape. But I don't care who you are, you're gonna have issues when you're playing Max Crosby in Vegas, especially. That guy, he's a special type of athlete, and Caleb talked about it. He's probably the best football player I've gone against in my career, and he was just everywhere. And like you couldn't, even when he wasn't rushing, he was fucking batting balls down, and yeah, just that makes your O-line look bad, but like. The good thing is, like I said, they find ways to win.
Yeah. They also used like really good, like Ben Johnson and coaching staff obviously were double teaming Crosby, a lot on that, and that kind of disrupted him. So the credit to that, but he still had the batted ball and got the interception. I told you guys this yesterday. The way that Crosby just disrupted that whole line and just made them feel uncomfortable in that game yesterday. I'm really nervous that when the Bears play the Packers and what Micah Parsons going to do to the ends, to the tackles, I should say. Because if Crosby's still a great player, I don't think he's up there at the same level as Parsons. I mean, obviously he's probably top 5, but I'm just really worried that Parsons is just going to make us look bad.
TJ Watt.
It was a good test. I mean, it's a good. It's a good test. You know what I'm saying? It's a good test. And what I liked about it is that Ben Johnson made an adjustment to it. He saw Braxton Jones. It wasn't working. You can't leave him out there all 4 quarters because we were going to lose that game if Braxton Jones was still in there. Let's just call it. Max Crosby was dominating by himself. It was insane that what he was doing. So I like the adjustments that Ben Johnson did. Another thing I was reading up on as well too is that I know Darnell Wright, he got injured, elbow injury and all that, but I know Ben Johnson was mentioning about how he was going to reevaluate the offensive line. So I wouldn't be surprised if Braxton Jones isn't in the lineup against Washington on Monday night as well too. Maybe he might like the way this line's all set up now. It is only one game that they did, but they did a really good job against Max Crosby and that defense. Where in that first couple quarter and a half, they were just dominating. I mean, they felt like it was like I was watching the 1985 Bears defense. They just couldn't do anything at all. So. And another thing too, I think a lot of people were complaining about like, oh, why'd you draft Ozzie? Like, if we're not going to use him. Finally used him. Finally did well off his first game. So kudos to both of them coming off a away game and they did well. They adjusted after we were getting dominated in the first couple quarter and a half and they did a good job. So I won't be surprised if Braxton Jones isn't in the lineup, but. I'm not the coach, so it remains to be seen what happens in the next 2 weeks here.
Ben Johnson didn't give Braxton Jones a glaring stamp of approval coming out of training camp anyways.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
I wouldn't be surprised if he just wasn't sold on his performance, and now this was the last straw.
I saw people saying it was actually somebody on the score saying like, is this the time now, if Darnell Wright gets his elbow healthy, you move him to the left side of the line. And I'm like, I don't know if he was that good on the right side. He was. He was fine. I mean, we talk about pro football grades all the time. He graded out as probably the best offensive lineman thus far until he got hurt. But it's just the eyeball test really the eyeball test with this offensive line hasn't really panned out, to tell you the truth. But like we said, it's a work in progress. But yeah, I wouldn't move him to the left, at least not yet.
Yeah. All right. 2 last quick topics for the Bears before we move on to some Sox talk. Let's just grade, give a high level talk on Caleb Williams' performance, because it was obviously not the Dallas Cowboys that we played yesterday. He was 22 for 37, 212 yards with the touchdown and the int, QBR of 46.5, and completion percentage jumped down to 59.5. So he was steadily growing into the upper 60s in the completion percentage. So drop on there. Thoughts on his performance based on what was happening with Kmet, Swift, the offensive line, Crosby, all that.
I mean, yeah, he had a couple bad throws thrown behind guys. Saw a couple of those. But a lot of those incompletions were just Cole Kmet in his stone hands. I mean, there were quite a few drops. So I'm not going to badger him on that. All he can do is throw it to him. They still got to catch it at the end of the day. But yeah, there were a few passes behind players, spinning players around and everything like that. So he's got to get better with that. That's for sure. But
I didn't think at no point during watching the game yesterday in my head it was like, oh, this is Caleb's fault. Like the offense just couldn't get in the rhythm. Penalties, drops, just weird play calling. He was fine. I think he did enough to win. Johnny, you brought it up a little bit, when we were talking about the end of the game stuff. But like he's put the Bears in positions to win a lot going back to last season. Like, he would drive down the field and put the Bears in position to win, and then you miss a field goal, or you fuck up timeouts, and then the Hail Mary, a bunch of other things. Caleb at the end of games is getting fun to watch, man. And I've not even the good Cuddy years, you never got that feeling of like, this guy is gonna get the ball and fucking go down there and drive. And even at their worst parts yesterday, they were still in the game. There was always that hope of like, oh, they could figure it out. They could figure it out. And him and Roma Dunze are building something special to the point where like that touchdown throw to Roma Dunze was all him anticipating him being open. And we talked about it when they showed it in I'm like, that's a fucking professional ass football throw and catch. And they're going to be weapons together for the foreseeable future. I love what they're building. Now, if you just build on that with a couple other 2-3 receivers or tight ends, then you're cooking with gas. But no, man, I think Caleb's fine. He's just fine. Like, his touchdown to interception ratio is through the roof. I saw that someone said through his first like 20 or 20 whatever games, it's the best touchdown to interception ratio for any rookie number 1 pick ever. So it's like, yeah, that's pretty fucking good.
Yeah, he's 8-2 ratio on the season, but I mean, obviously the one yesterday, batted ball, you can't really hold that one against him. That's just, bad luck on that. Yeah, I agree with you, Peter. I don't think he played horrible. I think, it was more of like kind of like offensive line issues from last year, and he was, but he did make good plays on the run. And yeah, as long as he's keeping us in the game and he's not throwing 3 interceptions like Geno Smith was, I think we're going to be happy with that. And, we'll just continue to watch him grow, and the Bears offensive line will hopefully start gelling better, once they find the right, lineup for the offensive line. I think we'll be fine. Let's wrap it up with just some Ben Johnson thoughts. He did, the big thing coming out was his comments to the CBS reporter. I'm not even going to try to pronounce her name.
Aditi?
Yeah, well, her last name too.
No chance.
Yeah. But it was in that moment, there was a lot of tweets of like, that's my coach and I love Ben Johnson. But he did apologize for it today, saying that he didn't hear the entire question. He thought she was making a statement of
the team.
About the team. What do you, not hearing what are you going to change? So he did apologize, and I do like the accountability that he holds. It's such a breath of fresh air to see, like, he'll be like, hand up, I messed up on that. I apologize to her. And then also saying, taking credit for, even though they won, for a lot of the bad deficiencies for the game yesterday, where it was, I got to be better coaching. I got to be better calling plays. I got to be better preparing the guys. A lot of that stuff is, even though we know it's not on him, he's not the one dropping passes off the, taking balls to the helmet, because people can't catch or can't block. But it's good to see that he's like, taking a lot of blame for bad performance, even in a win, because Eberflus would never.
I was just gonna say,
what was the one thing? It was. Oh, go ahead, Dougie.
No, go ahead.
What I was gonna say was that, just real quick, I just love that the people on Twitter were literally. It felt like they were comparing it to Bob Knight. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't that big of a deal. You know what I'm saying? I felt like people made it a bigger deal than what it was. And yeah, you want your coach to be very fiery, and that's what he is. We know what we got with Ben Johnson. You see it after the games after the wins, the past 2 wins. He's a fiery coach. And yeah, Jason, I how you mentioned, he takes the accountability. He said he was sorry. We just move on from it. I just love that these people, and even I saw people from Detroit were even mentioning this. We're saying that like, oh, this is not good luck with Chicago, with Ben Johnson. Relax, okay? People make this a way bigger deal than what it's supposed to be, and I thought that he handled it perfectly.
Yeah, and what I was gonna say was, with the coaches in the past, you wouldn't have had to worry about apologizing, because they would have never had the balls to say something back. You know, they would have just stood there and took it. You know, so I don't
Yeah.
mind. It is
Yeah,
what it
I
is.
mean, the cool thing was that Aditi, after the game, said it wasn't a big deal. She took to Twitter and kind of defended Ben Johnson. And then, like you mentioned, Jason, the accountability is a big thing. He had a quote. Courtney Cronin says, "Ben Johnson on the Bears offense through 4 games. I don't feel like everyone on the offense is pulling their weight, and that's me included. There's a number of things from yesterday's game that I have to do a better job at. There's a couple calls I was getting in late. There's a couple of things on the coaching staff, myself, that we could have coached up better to give us a better chance to win. When you look at it as a whole, it's just a mess, man. I'm not proud of what we put on tape, and that's a reflection on myself. I take it personally. I saw us getting better the first 3 weeks, and yesterday was us taking a step back. Yeah, man, that's what you want to hear. He gets it. Like, he gets it. He understands it. And there's no one that wants to win more than Ben Johnson. You just seen that. Like, not only that, when the black field goal went with the "let's fucking go" and stuff like that, he cares of what he puts out. He cares about the product that he puts out there on the field. And that's all we could ask for, at least at this point, 4 games into his career.
Right.
Yeah.
He's at least saying the right things. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if he can eventually maybe not get the job done, he's at least playing the role, and he's getting what it's like to be a head coach in a big city.
100%. He also gave us the best meme from yesterday when he did the.
Yeah,
it's our thumbnail. It's our thumbnail for this episode today. That guy was he's like Ben Johnson doesn't need smelling salts, and I'm like, yeah.
All right. So that wraps up Bears Talk, but we have a couple of things we want to promote coming up. Our next watch party is Sunday, October 26th, week 8, against the Ravens, who are banged up defensively. Lamar had a little hamstring, so this seems a very winnable game now. Roquan Smith is out for potentially a while, so I like our chances against this more so than I did, a couple weeks ago, because we had this game as a loss, but it's okay. We're still gonna pack this place and celebrate and cheer on the Bears and eat and drink with our awesome brunch buffet that we're gonna be doing. $35, 5 drink tickets.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I've got the taste in my mouth of the first ever Bears watch party win. I'm not going back. We're winning the rest of these things.
Hell yeah.
That's where we're going.
There you go.
I do like
Dougie, are you bringing the bear? Are you bringing the bear back?
I'm gonna bring the bear back. I'm gonna have to go on Amazon and see what else I can fucking buy.
Oh, all right. The whole zoo.
Surprise.
Bringing a whole zoo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, 4 weeks away. We say the league is a week-to-week league. The Ravens look like ass right now.
Mm-hmm.
They might be awesome by the time this game kicks off, but I like the direction they're heading now. So, like Jason mentioned, I like that we're chalking it up as a almost win already.
Yeah. So free to RSVP. It is pinned on our link tree, or you can go to the Remova's website and RSVP on there. And then also, if you want to get the optional $35 drink package, it is for the brunch. There will be the brunch buffet, and then obviously house brews, mimosas, and bloodies. That will be going. And I believe we might have Woodford coming by, and we do have Malort coming by for that one too. The Malort princess herself will be in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's gonna be Malort flowing, Woodford flowing, and then brunch buffet. That brunch buffet was so good last time. Dougie, we gotta post a picture of your breakfast sandwich creation that you made with all of the brunch buffet options. Yeah. That thing looked so goddamn good. Those tickets sell themselves. We just gotta post that picture up there.
Dude, it hits. I cannot wait to run that back.
All right, one more, Jay.
One more. All right. And that's because we're doing a live stream in 2 weeks for the BumCast. We're not going to preempt the show because the Bears are playing Monday night. We're going to do our first ever live stream, kind of Barstool style. We can't obviously show the game, live, but we're going to do commentary during it as we watch along. We're going to try to get some special guests as well. And we'll announce that as the week goes on. But we're going to do it live. Doing it live.
Live.
So join us for an early episode of the BumCast on October 13th, 7:15-ish. whenever kickoff starts. Maybe we'll start at 7, some pregame commentary. But mark your calendars. It's going to be a fun time. Or a shit show. We don't know. We never done this before.
Both. We did a very similar thing for the draft party.
Yes.
At this point, everyone's got a 2 TV setup, or JT's got a 15 TV setup. You watch the game on one, and then you watch us watch the game on the other. So watch us watch the game. It'll be a good time.
Yep. All right. We got to do something actually we haven't done in a while. And that's White Sox talk. Because yes, we actually going to be talking some White Sox today in the middle of a Bears victory Monday, because we finally got some breaking news today. We never get breaking Sox news. Nope, that's my bum of the week.
I got it. You got it?
Yeah, I got it. The White Sox announced today, at just right before it went on air, they were not going to renew the contracts of Ethan Katz, Marcus Timms, Jason first base coach Jason Bourgeois, and Dan Butera. Grady Sizemore is failing up, which is the White Sox way. So if he wants to stick around, he'll get a promotion for sucking. And I think probably one of the most surprising pieces of news was Sergio Santos not coming back for Charlotte. That seemed a little shocking, because we saw all the videos of the guys, when they got called up. It seemed like they really liked playing for him. Obviously, he made Tim Elko, just happen in Corey Jolks. They were good in Charlotte, but obviously you call him up and that. But Ethan Katz is obviously the biggest one. Will Venable gets to finally pick his coaching staff as instead of having like the holdovers from Pedro Gafal. But I think a lot of people were shocked that Katz isn't coming back, just because of the way he dealt with Shane Smith. But again, there were some question marks with his tenure too, like Jonathan Cannon kind of sucks, So let's get your guys' thoughts on the Sox on cutting bait with pitching, hitting, first base, and Sizemore and Sergio Santos.
I will say I was very much shocked. This all happened right before we both all started prepping for the show. But the very little things I saw on Twitter was a lot of White Sox fans shedding some tears for Ethan Katz and Sergio Santos. And today I'm still in football mode. Jay Cutler, don't care. Like, what are we losing sleep over these guys for? Ethan Katz, sure, he was fine when Lucas Giolito was pitching, and like he hasn't been all that great. And to tell you the truth, everyone's all fired up about Will Venable and Getz and Brian Bannister. Brian Bannister has a history with Ethan Katz. They were both together before the White Sox. If he says he has to go, he has to go. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. We talk about like wiping the stink off of this organization, both the Bears and the White Sox. This is the last of the Getz regime. Get the fuck out of here.
That gets.
I mean, the Hahn regime.
Yeah.
This is the end of the Hahn regime. Get them all out. Wipe the stink away. Let Will hire his own staff. Who cares?
Yeah, I was never a big Ethan Katz guy. Sick and tired of him and his 5-color pen and all that other bullshit. He's never done anything for me. He should have been gone right after they got rid of Giolito. As soon as he was gone, you get rid of the nepotism hire, the home field boy, get him the fuck out of here. But I was slightly surprised about the Sergio Santos move. That kind of blew me back a little bit, just because it seemed like he was a really good just coach down there with, getting the team together, hyping them up. It felt like a family type feel with those videos and stuff like that, with promotion videos. But maybe that's all we were seeing. Maybe he wasn't really doing it for him. So I can't say. I don't watch him like that. I don't follow the team like that. So, we could have just been seeing, the hype videos and got baited into it.
Yeah, I think a lot that has a lot to do with it, right? Because we as fans, especially fans like White Sox Twitter that are incessantly online, like you see what the White Sox want you to see, right? Like obviously a 1.5-minute feel good video about somebody getting called up is going to make you feel a certain way about that coach or something else. So when I saw that Sergio Santos is not coming back, and I was like, oh, that's weird. And Dougie, you mentioned it. I was like, well, there's a guy in Double-A that just won 2 championships back to back. Maybe he's earned a promotion. Maybe he's earned a promotion to Triple-A. Maybe we could look at it that way instead of feeling sad for someone that we really didn't know. Like, as much as we like to say, like, you know, we're fans of the White Sox. We're not future Sox. Like, we don't know, you know, Joe Schmoes in single, double, and Triple-A. Hopefully, I mean, Sergio Santos seemed like a good guy, but if they're wiping clean with the staff, then cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So Grady Sizemore, I wonder if he is going to stick around, you know, and get a promotion. It just seems just a White Sox way. But yeah, I think with Ethan Katz, we did see some flashes with the rotation this year, but then again, like with the Jonathan Cannons, you know, some of the bullpen pieces that just struggled this year. It seemed like, he was the Nepo hire for Giolito, and I'm happy that Venable gets to choose his guys now, because how many times have we seen this with the Bears where the coach gets stuck with the GM, the GM gets stuck with the quarterback, and you know, like all this shit, right?
Misaligned products,
yeah. So, you know, Will's shown that he is a good manager. You know, he got a lot out of this team this year from what he's got, and you could make an argument that Katz was a product of what he was given with, because obviously, you know, he went through the rebuild, and you know, Jerry not spending money, Han just making bad, you know, decisions with everything. So you kind of wonder how much of it was him and how much was the environment around him. And I guess we'll see if he gets another job somewhere, another MLB team, and you know how he does with that rotation in staff, you know, going forward. But I'm very happy to see that Venable gets to finally choose his guys.
I just want to say one thing though, because everybody praised about Ethan Katz developing Lucas Giolito to a Cy Young type of pitcher. Things kind of stopped with Lucas Giolito when they started looking at the pitchers and seeing if they have anything.
Well, I
can't. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to say that Ethan Katz is like somebody like, oh, I'm going to lose sleep over. I'm going to get all pissed off about. I'm sorry. He did develop, I would say, some pitchers, but he's not. It's not like losing Don Cooper, and even Don Cooper is a stretch over here. I
was about to say,
you know what I'm saying?
Shit.
You know, yeah. So I'm not worried about it. Let Will. You know, he improved this team to 19 wins from last year. I'm gonna let him do what he needs to do, and you know, let them figure it out, and hopefully, you know, they start paying people, free agents and all that. But yeah, I'm not. It's fine. I'm okay with them losing Cats.
Yeah. All right, so that's our breaking Sox news, and I think, you know, obviously, you know, towards the end of the month we'll start talking, or end of October, you know, talking more White Sox as they make roster moves and, you know, the offseason kicks into full gear. But until then, we're still all Bears, baby. So
179 days till opening day. Get ready.
Yes.
Nice.
All right, Peter, hit us with some headlines.
All right, first headline, hot off the presses. The internet lost its goddamn mind yesterday because Benito was now that's our thing again. What the hell?
Here we go.
Damn StreamYard.
Blame the StreamYard. It can't handle 2 images at once. Benito is the Super Bowl halftime show. Bad Bunny is announced for Super Bowl 60. The takes were reasonable and to be expected on the internet, right? Everyone was cool, calm, and collective. Not too crazy. Thoughts? I'll just go down the row. Jason.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
I said at the beginning that this was going to be Taylor Swift's moment because Kelsey's getting married. He's probably going to retire after the season. The refs are going to find a way to get them into the Super Bowl. The NFL script writers, they're going to do their behind-the-scenes finagling. and you're gonna have Kelsey in a Super Bowl and Taylor performing, and it's gonna be all magical and marketing and eyeballs, and then it wasn't. So maybe their Chiefs aren't going to Super Bowl this year. I don't mind Bad Bunny. Someone said Metallica, in the comments, and I'm like, that would have been awesome if you get Metallica, but no, you don't want Metallica?
No. When was the last time Metallica was relevant? That's my argument. Ignore the Spanish speaking and everything else that's fucking breaking the internet right now. But just as an artist standpoint, I saw the Metallica stuff. I saw the Green Day stuff. I saw a bunch of different people go in that direction. Metallica hasn't been goddamn relevant for 20 years. Bad Bunny is the most streamed artist on Spotify and Apple Music right now and has been for the last 5 years. The NFL's job right now is to get eyeballs. And Roger Goodell is dead set on getting international eyeballs on the NFL. This isn't about you and me. This isn't about football fans. We're going to watch it regardless. You could tell me Topo Gigio or fucking the Devil is going to be playing on halftime. I'm still going to watch the game. It's about getting eyeballs outside of that. And there's no one on this planet right now getting eyeballs with anything he does more than Bad Bunny. I mean, we all complained about the WWE bringing in like outside people. And as soon as Bad Bunny showed up, he was fucking awesome. Like that entrance he had in Puerto Rico was one of the top 5 entrances of the last 10 years. Anything he does brings and garners eyeballs. So it's like, this was the move. Besides Taylor Swift, of course.
Gerald Sullivan says we can go see Metallica at Chicago Ridge Fest next year. Dougie, go ahead.
No, I'm good. I've got nothing really to say about it. I don't know. For the most part, like when it comes to the Super Bowl halftime shows, it's kind of always just background noise to me anyway. Like I'll watch them and everything like that, but for the most part, I'm usually at a party. I'm conversating with people. This is the time, go use the washroom, get your food. Refuel up so you don't miss the game. So I don't know. I don't want to sound like that guy, but I just don't really care.
That's the way to do it. Johnny?
Yeah. A lot of Metallica hate over here, and I don't like it. I don't mind the whole. I'm gonna get to that in a bit. The Bad Bunny stuff, I get it. He's the thing right now. He's hot. You got to think about it as well too. There's artists that don't want to be a part of this halftime show either. They've asked Taylor Swift plenty of times. They've asked Adele plenty of times. They've asked a lot of bands, artists, and whatever, and they don't want to do it for. Obviously, they have their reasons of why they don't want to do it. So they're going to go after the next, biggest thing and biggest artist, biggest streamer right now. And it is Bad Bunny. I did give, at first I didn't know what was all about the hype about this guy. Didn't get it. I'm like, this is like, I don't understand it. This guy is talented as hell. The more and more I see like the music he does, he's a great actor as well too. I think he's very underrated actor as well too. He's done the stuff with SNL. He was also in Happy Gilmore as well too. Obviously, we're not talking about his acting with the Super Bowl halftime, but I'm just saying that there's a lot of artists that probably passed on onto this. Getting back to the whole Metallica thing, I think the one thing that I thought about was because they are from the Bay Area and that it would be, yes, Peter, they haven't been relevant as far as radio play or anything like that, but they have so much music. They have so many hits. They are from that area. You would think that would be a good match for a halftime show. They haven't had a rock band in a very long time. I don't think since the last time, since Prince or I can't remember, And
I mean, they had U2.
I remember the last time. U2 was like around, I think around the time during the Super.
Oh, it was right around 9/11. It was 2001.
Yeah, it was around 9/11. I remember. Yeah. Yeah, but you know what? I will say another thing too. There's not many rock artists out there right now that are other than I would say Oasis. That I would say that
they don't give a fuck about. Actually, Noel Gallagher likes the NFL.
Fuck about that.
But yeah, they don't give a fuck.
Or I would say that they just don't have anybody right now relevant in rock music that would be able to be on the same level as a Bad Bunny, as a like a Taylor Swift or Adele or anything like that. So right now, Bad Bunny, this is all we have right now. Like who else? Should we have gone country for this as well too? Maybe there were people they were asking about country musicians. Are they asking them? You don't know where this is going. So I agree with you, Peter. They're going after the most important probably artist right now currently that has a lot of streams, has a lot of a huge audience. So I don't mind it. I'm like the same way with Dougie. I don't care who's on that halftime show, unless if it was Oasis. Yes, I would probably be like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, I think the people complain like we're 40. We all grew up with Q101, Rock 103.5, all that stuff. Unfortunately, like you mentioned, Johnny, rock isn't relevant right now. Rock isn't relevant at all. You look at the top 100 streams right now. No one's listening to rock music. There are bands that are selling out stadiums that probably can like do a Super Bowl halftime show, but we would be complaining about them because we don't listen to them. 21 Pilots is huge right now. 21 Pilots is probably the biggest rock band around, but we as 45-year-olds aren't listening to them. It's all 21-year-olds that don't watch football, but maybe that's who they want to target. So
yeah. And to Jerry's point, he says, I believe that they don't get paid for the halftime show. I do believe that the band has to foot the bill for the whole thing. So it's not only they're not getting paid, they got to pay for the production. Imagine that, dude. Imagine being such a big entity that you're like, hey man, I would love for you to play our halftime show and you fucking pay for it. Fucking crazy, dude.
Jason, you mentioned Taylor Swift. The rumor was that she was willing to do it, but she wanted the rights to all of the video of it. So like when you post it on YouTube, when you post it on Twitter, she wanted the rights to that, and rightfully so. And the NFL said no, they wanted the rights to it. So Goodell dropping the ball again.
Yeah, fuck you, Goodell. Speaking of fuck you, Goodell.
Speaking of which, I put this in the headline just for you, Jay. So you could cook if you want. Roger Goodell says the goal is to get 16 international games a season, so every team has an international game. I'm gonna go get a beer. Jason, you can wax poetic.
It's just. I can't take it any fucking more with these international games, man. Like having one game in London was fine, but now we're doing 5 fucking games. Now we're doing Brazil, we're doing Dublin, Germany, Spain, London. I mean, Mexico City. We did that one time. Like, I don't think we don't need football. I mean, again, maybe I'm just a purist, but I like to sleep in on Sundays. I don't need to be waking up early on a Sunday morning to watch football. Especially when my fantasy team is fucking having a heart attack because Jalen Warren's out all of a sudden, and I gotta change lineups at 8:15 in the morning. It's too much, man. Like have NFL Europe. Just if you want international games, have your own fucking league. Stop taking games away from paying customers, paying season ticket holders who now have to pay more. Because you want 17 games. So, but yeah, now we're going to add more, but we're going to take one away. I'm sick of this shit, man. Just fucking keep it in America and have NFL Europe if you want to have that many international games. It's not that hard of a thing to do if you want to do it. I'm done with it. It's ridiculous. And I think there's a lot of people on the Twitterverse too who are also sick of it now too. I think they're just like, all right, too much now.
That was great. We should clip that, and then we're gonna post that little video to everybody that was hating on Bad Bunny because you were like 2 seconds from like get out of my country.
Oh. It kind of sounded like that. Yeah.
But the only way that this plays is if a bulk of those games are going to be like in Mexico City. That's the only way that it plays because of bye weeks and everything like that. You're going to need it to be like an easy flight, and if you're going to put people, in London, Brazil, everything like that, you're just going to mess up teams' mojos.
I guarantee the players don't like this at all.
Yeah.
I mean,
I agree.
Jerry.
Jason,
Yeah.
I agree. I think a lot of players don't like the travel. I will say though, I do love waking up to a football game on a Sunday
Yes.
morning,
That was my-
and what it does, like when I woke up on Sunday, I totally forgot that there was a game. There was an international game, and I'm like, oh shit. I watched that whole game. It was so perfect. It led on to the 12 o'clock game and then the 3 o'clock game. And then I love football all day long. It's fucking great. So I don't necessarily hate it at all. I don't know. Like to me, I just feel like if you love football, like, yes, I can understand about, fantasy football, but you gotta figure that out before, like, before the day, game day and all that. But I'm okay with it. I'm totally fine. I love football from morning to night time.
No, but Adam Schefter said Jalen Warren was suiting up Saturday night, and then Sunday morning, oh nope, he's out. Let me wake up early and change my lineup.
Yeah, that happens. Whoa, what? 8:30 is not early, Jay. It might be early for you, but 8:30 is a normal time to wake up.
Oh, when
I
you
love
have kids, that's normal
No,
time.
I would say normal for anybody our age, besides you. You know what we're gonna do? Put it up on the poll. What's a normal time to wake up on a Sunday? I would argue most people are waking up around 8:30 or right before 8:30.
Okay, can I put the caveat of no kids? Because that's a big difference.
No, I would be waking up at 8:30 without kids. Like even before we had Scarlett, I'm not sleeping until 11.
Yeah, I would wake up. Yeah, I would wake up early as well too.
Yeah, I will say most of the time when I wake up, it's just my internal clock waking me up.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. But no, I'm with Johnny. That was my takeaway. Having football from 8:30 in the morning until when they went into overtime Sunday night was damn near midnight. I was a pig in shit, dude. There was football all day long. I love that. Give me that.
One thing I don't get as well is that, like, me personally, I like watching like the pregame stuff. I like putting on like NFL game day morning, and I like the on the ESPN they have like the fantasy the fantasy Sunday Live, whatever it's called. You're putting a Sunday morning game on for international. The NFL is just cucking in their own programming then, because like people aren't going to be watching that stuff. Like they're going to be watching football, which okay, but I would think what the goal would be to have that people watch more of like their original programming.
Dude,
Zero chance. You want the most eyeballs on a product you can, and having games on at all day makes more sense. Johnny's on a little bit of delay. I feel like he's not able to step in when he wants to. I'm gonna let Johnny talk because I think he's having an aneurysm.
Okay, Jason, the Bears play at 8:30. Like, let's just say next year they're going to play.
Yeah.
If this is what it's going to be, and they play early, that's a perfect way to start your day. You could have your mimosas, your drinks, and all that, and then you could enjoy the rest of the afternoon, watching games.
Or my day's ruined by noon.
yeah.
Not with the Ben Johnson culture change.
Yeah, that's how I was looking at it, man.
They did announce 5 more Brazil games too.
Did they really?
Yeah, they announced it this weekend.
I have a feeling that
They gotta
this
fix
is going
that
to
turf.
this is going to backfire on the negotiations when the next time the CBA is up, that these international games are going to.
Yeah, the CBA should be asking for an ass ton more money. That's what I know the players complain about the travel. The players like being compensated. If you're getting compensated fairly, which right now they're probably not. I mean, they are, but they're not compared to the owners. Yeah, the CBA's got to fix that.
Yeah.
All right, a couple more.
Yeah. All right, we're just gonna do quick predictions. We don't go through this. Postseason, I'm gonna go Yankees and Dodgers. Why not?
Ooh.
I know.
Ooh,
I
You
don't like
just
it.
hate everybody.
No.
What do you got?
I'm gonna go Seattle and Philly.
Those were my choices. Not because I think Philly's the best team that'll come out of the NL.
Mhm.
I don't have faith in Seattle all that much, but of the teams left, they're the only team I don't hate. And I mean, I got nothing against Canada, but fuck Canada. So I'm left with Seattle. Seattle's the only team I can root for on that side. So I'm rooting for Seattle and Philly. Johnny?
Fellas, come on. 93 rematch here. The Blue Jays, the Phillies. We're gonna see a rematch of the World Series here. That's the team. I'm going with that. Blue Jays got a nice starting rotation, good hitting, and obviously Philadelphia. I mean, they got the power, they got the pitching, everything as well too. I would not be surprised if Cleveland goes all the way to the ALCS though. They are a very, very hot team. Shut up. They're a very hot team right now. So I think that they could go all the way to the ALCS. But I think that's going to be the Blue Jays and the Phillies.
All right, one last question, because I think whoever wins from the Padres Cubs are going to upset Milwaukee. Yeah. I think whoever wins that series is going to upset Milwaukee. Do you guys think the Cubs beat the Padres?
No,
I don't think so.
Oh, it's like 1984 all over again.
Man, what are you, a baseball historian?
Yes, I am. I do my research. Okay.
Stump the Schwab.
All right. I'm going to say yes. They are going to beat the Padres. Probably not, though. Sorry, Prez.
All right. That's it.
Yeah. We got to keep this train moving, I guess.
Keep it going. All right. Let's play a quick ad for us. Buy some shirts.
ShySportsBums.BigCartel.com is the home for all Chicago sports bums merch. We have Bears, Hawks, Sox, and Bums merch available. Anything you need to get ready for a big game or a Chicago Sports Bums event. Remember, all profits go directly back into our Whiskey at Comiskey tailgates to keep the beer and food free for everyone. So head over to ShySportsBums.BigCartel.com and pick up a couple Toot Tree shirts today.
All right, we got 2 segments left here. So, Peter, you wanted to do this last week, and we said we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it today. And
I've been wanting to do it for like a month, and we've been, because of Bears, and rightfully so. We get preempted and we get pushed. But we're all fans of Street Fighter. Like we said, we're children of the '90s, right? Mm-hmm. I assume, Jason, maybe not. Were you a Street Fighter guy growing up?
Yeah, I think I played more Mortal Kombat, but I like Street Fighter though. I played it more on the arcade, But then obviously Mortal Kombat came on console, and it was over for them hoes. But yeah, I was Street Fighter. I liked it.
So me and Johnny were big Street Fighter guys. I mean, our cousin Joel, who was in Vegas, he was obsessed with Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter Turbo, all of that stuff. I was a big fan of the series in general. Then they made that movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme and Raul Julia. And while I liked it for what it was, that was a piece of shit movie. So much so that they made some crappier ones. But they're finally making another Street Fighter movie directed by a guy that does... Actually, it's directed by a guy that does the Twisted Metal series. Are you guys familiar with Twisted Metal series?
Yes. Big Twisted Metal guy.
Yeah, that show's pretty decent for what it is. I'm a big fan of that show.
Anyway, real quick, super chat from Jerry O'Sullivan. Great show tonight. Cheers, boys. Cheers, Jerry. We love you.
Thank you.
All right, so I wanted us to react to the casting of it, and then Dougie came up with a good idea because we've done this before with Simpsons characters, where we recasted the Simpsons as White Sox Twitter characters. So the first slide is going to be the cast. We could react to. There's some big name actors in this movie, and then the second slide, Dougie had the idea to cast some White Sox Twitter characters. So Dougie did some fine work this afternoon. So the first one, obviously, these are all the characters. We'll get into more detail. First up, Andrew Koji as Ryu and Noah Centeno as Ken. Are you guys familiar with any of these two guys? Or do you guys care?
Nope.
I just want realistic, authentic looking actors.
I think Andrew Koji can pull off a good Ryu. The first weird casting, and there's a lot of weird castings in this movie, is Noah Centeno, because he's, and maybe Missy is in the comments, she could explain. This guy's, I feel like he's more famous for the people he's dated and TikTok and Instagram than his actual
Body of work.
But also, he's just not a blonde-headed dude, so it's a problem because he looks like freaking Dolph Ziggler instead of Ken, the Street Fighter. So
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jay.
I was gonna say they could have got I forgot the one guy from Dazed and Confused, the stoner guy from Dazed and Confused. They could have got him be a Ken, but he might be too old now.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Those actors are in their 50s now.
Yeah.
All right, so Dougie, explain how you got to Ryu and Ken, the White Sox Twitter version.
Okay, so we have Ken as I don't know if I can get through these explanations.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So
All right, for the people listening at home,
hold on.
Dougie
Wait,
can't talk.
hold on,
Yeah,
hold on, hold on.
Dougie all of a sudden,
Hold on.
Dougie can't run a segment.
Hold on. Stop. You edited the whole thing with me having a karate robe. You could have edited the basketball out too,
I had to keep it in. It's just, I feel like it wouldn't hit as hard. So I was gonna edit you out and do like a nice little red headband on there too, but then I was like, nah. I'm like, if this is gonna be Johnny, he's gonna have the backwards hat on for every fight.
All right, for the people listening at home, Johnny is Ryu, and Bruhan Luke is Ken. Dougie photoshopped Johnny's basketball picture. I didn't know you had these Photoshop skills. Like, what am I do rudimentary Photoshops. I'm going to hand you the artwork from now on, Dougie. You kill this.
Thank you. Yeah, it turned out pretty good. It's a little spotty by the neck area, but for the most part, I think it was pretty good.
No, that's how my neck looks like.
Bruhan Luke just by default with the hair. I couldn't find nobody on White Sox Twitter's got great hair.
Blonde hair, right?
Yeah, not even Sam Reeves. No one has good hair in White Sox Twitter.
Johnny, before we get to the next slide, can you hit us with a Hadouken?
No.
God damn it.
Hadouken.
All right, so Kalina Liang is Chun-Li, and Cody Rhodes, familiar because we're wrestling guys, is Guile. Thoughts on this casting?
Cody Rhodes, I think, is fine, but wrong hair for Cody Rhodes. He he's all slicked back and everything. Like, you need someone with, more puffers. I don't know.
I think he's gonna. Hopefully they go ahead and they hit him with the Guile hair.
He's got to get a wig.
Yeah. Yeah, hell yeah.
Johnny, you don't like it?
No, I kind of felt like they just looked at Cody Rhodes and he looked at his hair and is like, yeah, we could use him. We could use him as Guile. Like, I feel like he could have used somebody else. I don't know who, but I just felt like that was just like a, because they got Roman Reigns, and we're going to talk about him in a bit, but I just feel like, I don't know. I don't like him as Guile for some reason.
I think he's got
Give
the
Van
build.
Dam. Give Van Dam.
Van Dam with his fucking dancing. He's got the build. If he has the hair, if they do the hair, because he could play the Homelander type of army character. I think this isn't bad. There's definitely worse castings, but I didn't mind this.
No, I liked it.
All right, so now we'll got Chun-Li and Guile. Dougie,
we're doing cultural appropriation now.
Thoughts? Explain.
I look at Sandy every time, and she's probably one of the people that I fear the most just being around because she has fucked me up many a times. So she by default, Shot Queen had to get that, and then Sam Reeves. Look at, he's got the perfect blonde hair. He's got the army fatigue. It's damn perfect.
That's true.
That was a flawless.
That is true. Yeah.
He's also like Guile protected the nation from Mount Rushmore.
Yes, exactly.
I like this, Dougie. I think you nailed both of these. I wonder every so often. Joey's a good guy, but every so often does Joey get hit with one of those kicks? Because those kicks pack a punch.
I think so, dude. I think so. I wouldn't mess with Sandy.
All right, I like that one. You nailed this one, Dougie.
Thank you.
All right, next up, Hiroki Goto, another wrestler, as E Honda, and Oliver Richards as Zangief. And you guys probably don't know Oliver Richards. He is a gigantic human. So I will say the Zangief casting is pretty spot on.
Yeah, I like that.
The Hiroki Goto one, I like Hiroki Goto in New Japan Pro Wrestling. He's definitely not built like E Honda. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of CGI involved.
Yeah, where's Yokozuna at?
Yeah, Yokozuna would have been awesome, but R.I.P.
Yeah, right.
All right, and now you've got My Sock Summer as E Honda and Drew Bogues as Zangief.
Fat My Sock Summer. We gotta preference that when he was bigger. And also, I do want to point out he's rocking the like man bun thing nowadays, which is
the man bun. Yes,
yep,
that's a good call, Doug.
I mean, I put a lot of thought into that one, and I mean, honestly, like Drew, he's got almost a similar haircut, similar build. I shouldn't say build, beard. I just thought, hey man, this is our guy right here.
So
I almost
is he still on White Sox Twitter?
Yeah, he's around.
Yeah,
he's around every so often. He'll comment after the podcast. I know he still listens. This is the first one I'm like, I'm not so sure. Bogues could probably be more of a Guile kind of character. The one person I had for Zangief, who people don't realize is sneaky huge, is Mailman Jack. Mailman Jack is a big dude, and I'm saying like he's just built solid.
He's got biceps.
Yeah. So it's like, he's always, like we joke around online, but I was able to see him during 108 day. He gave me a hug. We sat down together. We took a couple pictures. And then at the end of the day, he's saying bye to everybody. He just like engulfed me in a hug. And I'm like, man, Mailman Jack's a big dude.
Like Zangief. Like he hugs you like Zangief.
Yeah. So that was my only thing. I'm like, oh, maybe a separate casting for MMJ.
Yeah.
All right, so is Vega, is Orville Peck. He's a country singer. Are you guys familiar with Orville Peck?
No.
Yeah, so he's a country singer, flamboyant. I feel like, again, he wears a mask all the time during his concerts, so makes sense for a flamboyant Spaniard like Vega. It's not too outside of the box. And then 50 Cent's Balrog is kind of weird, right?
Yeah, it is.
Looks almost like Mike Tyson.
So
That's what I was gonna say. It could have been Tyson back in the day.
So they actually showed a preview of what 50 Cent's going to look like as Balrog, and it looks exactly like him. So before you make that assessment, I think I thought about that as well too. I didn't get the whole thing, but when I saw like what he's going to look like in the film, it looks exactly like him.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Jay, can I give you a fun fact? Because you said, oh, that looks like Mike Tyson. Originally, M. Bison's character was named Balrog, and Balrog's character was M. Bison to make it sound like Mike Tyson. And in the U.S. version of the game, it was too close to Mike Tyson, so they just switched those names. So you're right. It looks like Mike Tyson because it's supposed to be Mike Tyson.
Interesting.
Johnny, I see the picture you're talking about. It is. Yeah, they did good work with the makeup.
I'm excited to see how this turns out. Hopefully it's not a dud. And then so you've got Vega as Stoop Kid and our guy Jared as Balrog.
But specifically because, obviously picking Jarrett here, low-hanging fruit, but specifically the Milwaukee tailgate version of Jarrett.
That's
because the facial expressions that he was giving off that day, almost damn near perfect to the 1991 version.
Yeah, no, I like this. You kind of nailed this one as well.
Yep.
Next
No
up,
notes.
there's no sister slide, but it's our guy Joey P as Dalsum.
You know what?
That's funny.
Long legs, long arms, and if you get him out in any type of daylight, he may turn that brown. So
He's all
yeah,
limbs. He's all limbs. That dude.
They couldn't cast the guy who was in 300. The dude Dulcim.
Oh, that guy would. That would have been a
No,
good
that would've
casting,
been a good
Jason.
one.
That's a really good casting.
yeah.
That's the guy spot on for Dulcim, man. You had it right there.
I know,
I
but
think
that
he-
was like 20 years ago when that movie came out. You don't know what he looks like now.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so that was it for the for the Dougie castings. There's a couple other ones. David Malchian. He's
I had one more gem in there.
oh
Go ahead,
no.
keep talking. It's
Yeah,
okay.
let us know.
Yep.
He's gonna be M. Bison. He's best known as Polka Dot Man in Suicide Squad, but he's a really good actor. And Roman Reigns as Akuma, people have really strong opinions on. I think that's a good casting. I don't think Johnny liked it, so I'll start with Johnny. Roman Reigns, no dice.
No. The Roman Reigns one, I'm okay with. I thought they did a good. It's probably a good casting if they did Akuma. Also, I thought Akuma was probably one of the best characters in Street Fighter out of any of them. I thought he was such a badass. The M. Bison one, I don't get. I understand he's a great actor. You're right. I seen him in Suicide Squad. He is a very good actor. I just think that they should have went somewhere a different direction. But we'll see how this goes. We'll see how they film it. Like, I'm not a director. I don't cast anybody. So I can't wait until this comes out because I do see a lot of really good good casting on this on how they did everything. But yeah, I'm just not a fan of the M. Bison casting.
All right. So White Sox Twitter, M. Bison's got to be Mailman Jack, right?
Because of the uniform.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That makes sense. M. Bison's a postman, Mailman Jack. I mean, that just seems. I'm sure Jack's got the hat too with the brim on it.
Mailman Bison.
For Akuma, maybe we have to take Uncle Beef because he got the ponytail. He can just pop it up.
Yeah, I'm not mad at the Roman Reigns, but yeah, for the M. Bison, this is just I don't know where they were going with it.
Yeah,
It's like Raul Julia all over again.
It is. It is
To
Raul.
me.
I like Raul Julia, but yeah, definitely not as M. Bison.
No, I do too.
We got a
I
couple
do
more,
too.
Dougie. I'm going to try to upload these. If not, we're just going to show them on the phone because they were good. Eric Andre is Don Savage, and Andrew Schultz is Dan Hibicki. These are going to be the comedy relief. I think a lot of people like Eric Andre. People might be 50-50 on Andrew Schultz, but they're interesting casting to say the least.
Yeah, I don't get the casting on these two at all. I maybe Eric Andre, but the Andrew Schultz one I don't get.
Yeah, you just know it's going to be like a comedy character. He might be dead in like 5-10 minutes, and
Yeah,
they're going to call it. They're going to call it a day. And then Mel Jarson as Cammy. I'm only saying that because respectfully, as a 12-year-old boy, Cammy was my favorite Street Fighter character. And Alexander Volkanovsky, UFC fighter Volk as Joe.
so you got a bald guy playing, a guy with blonde hair.
They'll put a wig on him.
I know, but
they'll put a wig.
And then for those people that don't know, Joe is not actually a Street Fighter character. He's the character in the credits of Street Fighter 1 or 2 when it starts in front of the building that gets punched. The guy in the white T-shirt. So I assume he's going to be in this movie for 15 seconds.
Okay.
All right, Dougie, I'm sorry. I can't get these to load. Can you just show them on your phone? Because they were really good. I fucked it up. I didn't see the last two pictures you sent. So I'll make you bigger because these are funny.
All right. So I have Taco Vomit.
Tac Vomit as Blanca.
Taco Vomit as Blanca.
very good.
And then this one might have been my favorite. SBF.
It's the guy.
Yes, you got.
SBF, you're in a movie.
That's a good one,
Nice.
Dougie.
That was fun.
But yeah,
All right,
those were the castings. I'm excited for the movie. I don't know if you guys are. I might be there opening day, even though if it's a piece. Hopefully, I didn't even check. Maybe it's just straight to streaming, but I'll be there. I'm excited to watch it.
You know what they should do? This should be the most smartest thing as well too. Bring back the arcades in the movie theaters during that time. I think that would be real cool if they brought back the old cabinets. And yeah,
So you could play at the movies before the movie starts. That's some good marketing, Johnny.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, let's bump some people, guys.
Think about it.
I think he's a bum. I think he's an absolute bum.
You call me a bum? My man, I take that with pride, with honor, that I'm a bum. I'm the king of the bums, baby.
Because you're training like a damn bum, you know that? Bum. A bum.
All right, let's get to our listener bums and MVBs. First up, side Jerry and Prince. Bears point differential at watch parties I show up to, -51. Bears point differential at watch parties I don't show up to, +1. Bum of the week, you for not showing up. See, you could have been in the positive.
Yeah. Could have knocked that down to 50 real fast.
Yeah, he shows up. Bears lose. Don't get all of Dougie's work with the costume and everything goes out the drain. So, Shigerian Prince, appreciate you coming to all of our events. Let's test this theory out on the Ravens. Maybe don't show up to that one. If they beat the Ravens, maybe don't show up to any of them.
All right, next up we got Sean Janko, bum of the week. I thought he was talking about us, but the CEO of Live Nation Ticketmaster says concert tickets are underpriced and have been for a long time. He also believes there's plenty of room to raise prices. We're gonna get that later on in our bums and MVBs.
Yes, fuck that guy.
Yep, fuck that guy. J Moss, bear down. MV Bayard, I guess that Kevin Bayard for his 2 picks. Bum of the week are the Cowboys for not finishing the fucking job. A tie, really. Come on, Dallas. That was a roller coaster of emotions because they came back and they took the lead, and then you figure that okay, all you gotta do is get 2 stops, and they couldn't.
Real quick, should we get rid of the ties? Like, should like an actual team win?
Field goal
I think
penalty kicks.
Yes, yes. That's what I thought. They should go from like at the 40-yard line and start doing field goal kicks, and whoever misses, that's it.
Start at the 40, go to 45, go to 50, go to 55. If they keep making those, have your quarterbacks kick until somebody misses. Who cares? That would be electric. But play the overtime like normal, and then at the end of overtime, penalty kicks.
Yeah, or do it like the shootout where like the kicker could only kick once, and then other people.
Yes, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, you get 3 field goals. The kicker only gets to kick once, and then you figure out the rest.
Love it.
Shit.
All right, next up we got Joey P, MVB number 1. Everyone who attended another successfully fun Bears watch party. Remova staff again were sensational. Yes, they were. And thank you, everyone. MVB 2, Mana. Awesome show as always. Shout out Turkey and Peter for allowing us to tag along. Good job. Yeah,
it was awesome. It was on our show. It's Mana.
Now this one
they're always good. Go ahead.
This one from Joey P kind of irked me on behalf of him too. Bum of the Week United Center. Now during concerts, we are forced to have our grab-and-go canned drinks poured into the most flimsy plastic cup in existence. This process of having to stand in line and have your drink poured for you does the opposite of grab-and-go. Took way too long in line. Jerry, once again, putting in stupid fucking policies at the stadium. I don't get what their stadium operations are doing, but this is, like Joey said, is the exact opposite of grab and go. It is, it's pointless. I don't get why. I mean, at least when you go, the Sox have, you go to Craft Cave, you got the grab and go. She pops the beers for you, and that's it. She's not pouring them in the cups for you. Right. But yeah, having them poured, that's stupid.
Yeah,
it was bad, and it was a waste of time.
Gerald Sullivan, MVB, my daughter Nora's soccer team for a big win on Saturday night, 5-3 victory. It's definitely the coaching.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah.
Good, congrats. Good job. Good job to your daughter. Bum of the Week, the Mets. What a choke job. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out Frank the Tank.
Frank the Tank biting glasses somewhere.
Yeah. Gordo, MVB, the Bums for hosting a great watch party. Thank you, Gordo. We appreciate that. Second MVB, Joy, Sandy, and Bruhan Luke for all their help. Yeah, good good to see you had hands helping you out with that. Bum of the week, ties in NFL. No ties.
Penalty kicks.
King asks, Bum of the week, Ryder Cup patrons going over the line with their comments at Rory and his family, just overtly stupid. Yeah, don't attack the man's family. You know,
bad.
Yeah. MVP, everyone who joined us for the live Askcast at the Ramova, Chris Rowe for the amazing hospitality, and their marketing team and staff for taking care of us. Good time Thursday night at the Ramova for the 100th episode of Ass.
Yeah.
Shout
Nice
out
beer garden.
motorcycles.
Yeah, motorcycle, Bum of the week. Bum of the week motorcycles.
Nah, it depends who you ask. MVB motorcycles. Nobody wants to listen to Stoop.
Fair.
Good point. It's a good point. And finally, Mailman Jack, MVP, the Chicago savvy bicycle food delivery person that melted ice in his tracks. We're not playing the video, but sign that guy to the Bears. He's got 10 for 10
elusiveness
skill.
Madden rating through the roof. I watched that video 100 times. It's so fucking funny. I love that.
Yeah. Bum of the week, Kevin the Moth Warren popping up when the camera light went on during the post-game locker room celebration. He's always got to be there taking credit for doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah. And whatever, man. Fuck that guy.
JT's in the comments saying potential Bum of the week, Cortland Sutton, for not getting one more catch. Watching closely, Joey P. JT is dominating our fantasy football league, so I hope you lose, JT.
Yeah. All right, let's get to our bums and MVPs. Johnny, kick us off because I don't know if you said you didn't have anything, right?
He's also on a delay, so you go
Yeah.
first, and we don't have any interruptions.
Yeah. So no bums for this weekend, but I did see something on Twitter that I was very it's more of like an anniversary. So I have like my MVPs, and it's two bands, Alice in Chains Dirt and Stone Temple Pilots Decor. The reason why I'm bringing this up, and I didn't know this, these two albums came out at the exact same time on this date, and these two albums I absolutely love. How I started getting into Stone Temple Pilots, shout out my Uncle Paul. When he used to live upstairs at my grandmother's house, he used to crank up the stereo all the time, listening to music. And I was downstairs one time just hanging out at my grandma's house, and he started playing The Core, and I absolutely fell in love with it. I mean, from beginning to end, I fell in love with it. And then Alice in Chains as well, too, is one of my favorite bands as well, too. From beginning to end, Dirt is such a great album. So it's just more of like the music lover and me. I just want to shout out the anniversary that I didn't even know that these two albums came out at the exact same time. So once again, happy anniversary to those two albums.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Johnny likes sex type thing because he's a pervert.
Yeah. All right, Peter, go ahead.
MVP, I'm gonna MVP everyone at the Ramova, just like Sam Reeves is, and how I'm sure we are all in consensus about it. Appreciate Tyler and Chris and everyone, the whole staff, everyone that came out. I love it there. I feel like I was there a lot this week, and I want to be back. I like it. It's a fun place to hang. My bum of the week, like Sam, again, I mean, me and Sam hive mind. It's the Ryder Cup, more importantly, the New York fans for the United States team of the Ryder Cup. Yes, for throwing beer at the European families and talking really nasty shit about Rory McIlroy, but more for just being an embarrassment to fandom in general. I have this video I'm going to play, and I specifically talk about we need more soccer culture in the United States. I think it's always fun, like the World Baseball Classic and different things like that, where sometimes college football feels like a lot like soccer culture. These golf idiots don't know what the fuck they're doing. So I'm retracting my statement. Less soccer culture in the United States, because look at these bozos.
Slow down. You guys all took Adderall this morning. Slow down. Here we go. 1, 2, clap. 1, 2, clap. Here come the lyrics. Scotty Scheffler. All right, hold on. I'm
We're gonna try this one more time. If it doesn't work, we'll do a DeChambeau one. All right? We want the whole crowd rocking when you stamping on the bleachers. All right?
Maybe it's the $750 tickets pricing the real fans out, and it's all investment bakers and fucking country club kids from New York. But the fact that you can't get a simple 1-2 clap for your fucking golfers out there is an embarrassment. Like, what? Figure it the fuck out. I mean, at least the American Outlaw soccer chants are fucking worth it. Like, they know what the fuck they're doing. That, as soon as I saw that and the fucking uniforms that looked like 1980s Windex bottles, like, I knew the United States was cooked. They deserve to they deserve to get boat raced. Those fucking fans were embarrassing.
I will say one thing: those are golf fans. You're not going to compare it even to American soccer fans. They know they'll get it because they see this from overseas. They see the European fans and all that. Golf fans are not going to see. They're not going to have the same energy as soccer fans. So it's like comparing apples to oranges on that. They're just. But you're right. A simple clap. It's like they're like that monkey that just goes like this the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bad luck.
MVP. Oh, yeah, you already got your MVP. Dougie, what do you got?
All right. So I am also with Sean from earlier, bumming the Ticketmaster CEO. For one, I don't. He doesn't need to ever talk ever again. Okay. There is nothing that this dude can say that is going to make anybody on this planet like CEO or Live Nation. Okay. One day I really do hope that artists will stand up for the fans that give them their careers and get rid of Ticketmaster. That's what they need to do. Ticketmaster is terrible. I do have a theory behind this whole thing. Besides them just wanting to make more money. And I'm seeing it a lot more, and it kind of makes me sad to see people doing this, but it seems like everything nowadays can be financed. And like, I hate to see people start going into debt to go to stuff and to do stuff like this just because they want to go so bad and they can't afford it because it's so fucking expensive. But, for 6 easy payments of this shit, you can go ahead and finance it. I mean, you're seeing it with Grubhub now and, some of these like food delivery things. Like, why are we financing shit like this? Like, have we not learned anything from the government that owes trillions and trillions of dollars and can't pay shit back? Like, if you can't afford to do shit, don't go. And I know it sucks. It sucks to hear that. We shouldn't have to deal with that. We should be able to go see fucking concerts if we want to, shows if we want to. But like the way that they're just absolutely raping people over the coals, we got to start making better decisions. And I know I shouldn't be talking because I go to a ton of concerts and a ton of this and that. But like, it's got to come to a stop at some point. And raising prices because you think that you can go up to the sky, it isn't the answer.
There's a clip you could look at it on YouTube. There's a clip of I think they were on MTV. It was Nirvana, and they asked Kurt Cobain. They were like, "What do you think about the prices that?" It was like something about like Madonna. I don't know if you ever saw that clip, but he was like saying like, Madonna charges like $80 to $100. This was back in like 1991, 1992, and that was expensive. And he was like looking at like $80, $100, and he was like looking at, I think, Chris Novoselic, and he's like, "How much do we charge at our concerts?" It's like, "Oh, probably like maybe $30 to $34." You could have saw Nirvana for $30 to $34 back in 1991. But still, at that point, like this has been going on for years with the whole Ticketmaster thing. So that guy, yeah, definitely, Dougie, I'm 100% behind you on this one.
I agree with everything you just said, Dougie. Although now, as a businessman, it gives me an idea. Jason, we might have to start financing the removal watch parties for $35. Break it up into 4 payments. We'll do that. If anybody wants to go to the watch parties, we got 2 left.
Yeah. $35, and then we'll throw an extra like $15 in fees in there. Just
we'll
we
break them
won't,
up.
we won't say what it is. We'll just say it's a fee. It's a service fee.
Convenience charge.
Yeah, convenience fee plus a service fee plus a tax plus a city tax and plus a venue tax. Yeah. Fuck that.
And so for my MVB, I'm MVP in Mary. So I have a little bit of a humble brag for myself. I was able to knock out one of my New Year's resolutions. I told you guys, I've told a few small selected people, but I finally passed my state board water test. And I have to MVP Mary because thank you guys. It's been a long process. It's not easy. It's a really hard test to pass, and I've been not I don't want to say I've been mean, but just not myself. It really sucks. Like, it took me a few times, and the last 2 times I've missed it by 1 question, and like it really kind of brought me down. You know, like you feel like a failure, and it was hard waiting and then waiting for the results and everything like that. So she dealt with me as, you know, she always does. But I just have to give her a special little MVP because, you know, it was an awesome feeling finally to being able to tell her that I passed. So, yeah. So
congratulations, Doug. We're happy. We're all happy for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Jason, clap, Jason.
I have to be like
golf clap.
Yeah.
Golf clap. Can I change your name to Water Doug on my phone? I'm just gonna call you Water Doug. Water Doug.
You can.
Dougie Water.
Agua.
Dougie Fresh
Agua
Water.
Fresh. No, Agua Fresh.
Agua Fresh Water.
Aqua Fresh. Aqua Fresh is now the name. Yes, Johnny.
Yeah.
I like it.
Nice. All right, I'm gonna take us home. I got a few things here. My first is my MVB. I didn't think I was gonna MVP this guy, but Steve Cohen, owner of the Mets, he had this tweet out there. Mets fans everywhere, I owe you an apology. You did your part by showing up and supporting the team. We didn't do our part. We'll all do a post-mortem and figure out the obvious and less obvious reasons why the team didn't perform up to your expectations. We are all feeling raw emotions today, and it goes on and on. But for an owner of a team to actually put that out there and shows that he's pissed and he cares about the team, that's cool to see, because it would be nice when Jerry, doesn't make the postseason, for the last 25 fucking years. It would be nice for him to say, you know what, I'm sorry, guys, I'll do better, but he won't. So it's nice, as much as I'm not a Mets fan, I'm happy that they have an owner who spends and actually puts out something like this and says, yeah, we fucked up. We're going to figure it out. That's kind of nice to see. So MVP to Steve Cohen.
I don't think he knows how to use. I don't think he knows how to use Twitter.
Question to you, Jason, because Steve Cohen's been the owner now for a little bit now, and it hasn't gone according to plan since he took over, although they are spending more money. At what point does this wear thin if they do it again next year and he apologizes?
Yeah,
I think if Justin Ishbia does this to us, I'm fucking pissed off at this fucking tweet.
Yeah.
Hold on. Hold on a second. Hold on. Just, this guy spent a lot of money on the Mets, and he actually is investing into the Mets. Maybe it's GM. Maybe it's the GM that he has. So I'm not gonna, if Ishbia did something like this and then they did it again the following year, it's something that they have to fix it within, like the organization, like the GM or the coach or whatever. Like, if he's spending all that money, he had the second biggest payroll out of MLB this year. So I'm not gonna badmouth the owner. Like, Jason, this is spot on. This is good that he's actually did this. But if Ishbia did something like this, when it comes time and he's spending all this money, I'm not going to get pissed off at him. Like, this is great. This is, a lot of owners don't do this. So I actually praise that what he did on social media, like just apologizing to the Mets faithful.
Yeah. Jerry owes us all an apology and restitutions. That's
Could you imagine if Reinsdorf went on Twitter for the first time? He'd be like, "Oh my God, people hate me."
No, it'll just be a misspelling, like a dot or something. Like it'll be totally off.
All in caps.
They didn't
Yeah, all
appreciate
in
my
caps,
6
yeah.
championships for the Bulls. What's going on?
Hey, I'm here. Guess who's here?
All right, and then I got 2 bums. Let me get this one here. First one is Ben Verlander. This guy is the worst MLB personality on Twitter. He tweeted out, he deleted this, but thank God everything lives on the internet. The Chicago White Sox intentionally walking Aaron Judge when they have 100 losses is ridiculous. Fuck you, Ben Verlander. Just because we are a bad team doesn't mean we should just roll over for Aaron fucking Judge so he can get more RBIs and home runs. No, fuck that. They didn't do this for Kershaw when he was going for his 3,000th strikeout. Why should they fucking roll over for Aaron fucking Judge? Like, this guy is just, I don't know if he just hates on the Sox or he's just has bad baseball takes. But this is one of the worst fucking takes I've ever seen on a baseball guy. And that's coming from someone who hates religiously on Bob Nightingale.
Ben Verlander's bad at his job is what it is. He's been like this for, since I don't follow him, but since I've seen him.
You want to see the ultimate nepotism hire.
Yeah,
that's it right there. You're fucking lucky your brother was a great MLB pitcher. Otherwise, you'd be fucking a nobody, probably selling cars and still giving shitty baseball takes to people trying to buy your shitty used cars.
Wait, he's related to Justin Verlander?
Finally, my bum of the week. Final bum of the week. I don't know if he's still in the comments. It's our guy Jose.
Answer me.
You're on delay, Johnny.
You're on a delay. We can't.
No shit. I've been trying to. That's why I've been trying to put out there. I'm done talking. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But it's our guy Jose. I don't know if he's still in the comments or not, but there's a lot of trash talking fantasy football between the bums and the boneheads, and I just found out that me and Johnny aren't part of the group chat. We were excluded.
4 weeks in, we just realized you're not in.
Yeah, we're not fucking cool. We're not cool. So I don't want to be a part. No, you know what? Fuck this. I don't want to be a part of this damn chat. Leave me out of it. Leave me out of it. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Yeah. Fuck you, Jose.
He's out.
I pick you up. I chauffeur you to the bars and everything. Fuck you, Jose.
Yeah, get him.
Excluding me from. I thought we were friends, but no. Apparently, I'm not. Only Peter and Dougie are the ones worthy of talking fantasy football with.
I think Joey's in the group chat too. To be honest, but in Jose's defense, I don't know who started that group chat. It wasn't us. It wasn't any of us. But it might not have been Jose. But you should be bumming all of the boneheads.
Oh, fuck all of them then.
Yeah.
Fuck Albert. Fuck Luna. Fuck Jordan. Taco. I'm always in the fuck Taco, but I'm sure Taco wasn't behind us because I don't think he has the mental wherewithal to do this anyways.
Oh no!
So Taco gets a pass by default. But if Jose wants to be the leader of the fucking boneheads, fuck him.
You just basically like compared Taco to like shoeless Joe Jackson. You're just like he's not smart enough to cheat.
Yeah. All right. Well, okay. That's our show. Thank you to everyone who liked, who commented, who super chatted, and thank you to Johnny for ranting and leaving. And 20 years of marriage. 20 years with you and 20 years of Peter and Julie. Congratulations. All right. Don't forget just one quick RSVP for our watch party on October 26th and save the date for October 13th for our live watch party for the Bears and Commanders. We will be live on the YouTubes around 7:15. So BumCast in 2 weeks for that. Other than that, thanks for sticking with us tonight, guys. Have a great night. Bear down. See you next week.